Good morning, still technically, and welcome to July's Easy Talk. I am Zendalynnette, and this is my sis.
I'm Erika Lynn. I just changed. I saw my SS had Z, so I just changed mine to E.
That was funny. My glare is funky. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, do what it do. So I am at my stream, taking a little quick break so we could do our easy shorts because why, sis? We are committed to showing up for.
Yes.
That's right. And even in the midst of traversing with intentionality the streams that we prayed for and are having um the gratitude of being able to navigate, we still are making space to do so. So I'm going to turn it over to you so we can get this going.
All right. And before we jump into July 2026, um,
Yes.
easy. I did just want to acknowledge because I think I was watching one of our easy talks from a couple months ago, and I feel like I kind of downplayed my stream. And I'm like, oh, that's just what I do on the side. And I feel like as a generator, that's one of the biggest distinctions between me and my SS because my SS is a full throttle MG, and she is one of her many gifts is the ability to multitask. And for me, as a generator, we are designed for like that one thing. And it doesn't mean we got to do that one thing for our whole life, but it does mean that we are designed to do one thing at a time. And so sometimes I feel like human design language can feel like out there and like, how do we make it applicable? And for me, um, I get to hold the space of both and. And so, yes, I am building out Mindset Makeover Academy, and I am honored to be birthing this body of work. And building blocks is extremely instrumental in that birthing process. And building blocks has been a 100% game changer for me over the last year and some change. And so, do I get frustrated? Do I get irritated? Do I get whatever other adjective? Absolutely. And building blocks deserves credit for what it has given me over this span that I've been with them. So I just wanted to make sure, as you was talking about streams, like we got to give credit where credit is due, and I'm super grateful for them. But enough about that. So my SS and I talked, and she was like, "What are we talking about this month?" And I said, "Oh, you boo." So if you don't already, I've said it before and I'm gonna keep saying it because it is truly a whole MNF and gift. It's this thing called allthingsdinkyrose.com. And when you hear things, you think about an S, but if you know my SS, then you already know the Z is in there, through there, all of the things. So all things with a Z, dinkyrose.com. There is a blog that is nourishing, that is profound, that is real, that is transformational, that is powerful, that is intentional, that is life giving, and it is offered for no cost monthly. And so I talk about it a lot, and yay, we can talk about it all day. But this month, I think because as my SS described, traversing, not just with the streams, but with the unfolding of life. I mean, every month I can find a nugget. You hear me? But this month, the number of nuggets was just pouring from my phone. And so I really wanted us to spend time and space in this month's blog because, again, just like this is real life, like from someone, like a real life person. And it's just so real. So, I'm going to read a section of it, and then that section is going to lead us to some questions. I see you laughing, SS, but I'm being so sincere right now. And I know you weren't
Put
expecting.
it up now.
Yeah, but you're welcome. So this right here, like I said, it's just a gift. And so, again, we're starting after the bold part, but it says, as many of you know, I often speak about honoring how we are uniquely created. For me, solitude has been sacred. It is where I pray, journal, read, practice, Reiki, reflect, reconnect with God, and return to myself. And if I'm being honest, it is also where I feel the safest. Yet this month reminded me that while solitude is a beautiful place to heal, it was never meant to become the only place where I remain. Healing was never meant to keep me hidden.
Mm.
Learning invites me to, girl, these are your words.
I cried when I wrote it. I did because it
Yeah,
was so real.
no, this is you.
It was the most, that was a tough one to write because it was so real and raw and yeah. Ooh.
Yes. Learning invites me to live differently. Healing allows me to love differently. Growth encourages me to show up differently.
Mm.
There comes a time when we must trust the work taking place behind the scenes and allow it to become part of how we move through the world. That does not mean every interaction will be easy. It does not mean we will always find ourselves in spaces where everyone shares our values, perspectives, or energy. And perhaps that is not the point. One way our growth becomes visible is through how we choose to show up when we share space with others. And
Mm.
now our questions. So instead of can I'm going to flip it and ask, how do I remain grounded when someone disagrees with me? Go, SS.
Remain grounded when someone does not agree with me by remembering that in those spaces, because even though, I'm saying in this blog post, I can't be, secluded. I need to show up and just live out loud. I am still intentional about where I show up and with whom. Even though I can't always control that. But the way I do that is by staying grounded and remembering that everybody is truly doing their best and that everybody is navigating something. And I know some folks may get tired of me saying like the four agreements, the four agreements, the four agreements. But like when I say I know it's love and light, but I particularly say light and love, as I show up and as I engage, I truly want to be a light so that who I'm engaging with can truly authentically see the love that I am intending. And so I use that as a mirror. And if someone and I are not agreeing, I love them enough to know that they have the right to their opinion and it's not my place to control or dictate or tell them how to be, how to think, how to feel, how to traverse, how to navigate, however you want to put it. So I do that by remembering how I desire to be present and to leave someone feeling after the interaction with me, even if we are not in agreement. To me, it's that mirror. I think of an example this week. Sorry, my phone is not up. Had a conversation with somebody that I call my soul sis, and we were not agreeing. I was not agreeing with her words. I'm talking like it's not you. I was not feeling it. I was like, yeah, but sis, and I'm listening, and I may not have said but in my mind, I'm like, hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's what your face looked like when we,
'Cause-
and I was like, well,
but the beauty of that is in that interaction, I know that I know that I know, and I knew then that what you were telling me was the truth. And the fact that I knew that it was from my highest and best is because it brought out that shadow part of like ego, like, whatever, because I, and it's not about me. specifically in that situation because we were talking specifically and I was receiving feedback specifically about how I was showing up in the space of wife. And I was being very ego driven. I was being very selfish. I was being very um in control. I was being controlling in my thinking, but it wasn't for my highest and my best. And so to have that conversation where I'm like, we like for real just not agreeing. And I'm like, but at the root of it, it was for my highest and my best. And I think that's the beauty of the question that you asked, like, how do you navigate? I navigate that in knowing that those interactions, there's a learning in it, that it's not happening to me, it's happening for me. So it's an opportunity for me to look inward to say, why is this conversation or why is this interaction not what I desire? Or why are we not agreeing? Not to fix it, but to see where I can heal or where I can evolve or where I can um, see what the lesson see what the lesson is for me in that moment or a season.
Mm, thank you for that, SS. So when I heard that question, um, my mind went somewhere totally different. And I think that that's the beauty of having two people. Because if we just said the same thing all the time, then like, what would be the point? And so one of the things that has been going on, and I'm always like, I share where I'm at, I share what I'm navigating. And because there were so many things happening on the back end, I didn't feel like the time was right. But with where everything is right now, I feel like the timing is divine. And so one of the things that my SS knows, because she's my soul sis and she's my people, is that I've been navigating a separation for the last 6 months behind closed doors. And this month that separation became like real. Like, I mean, it was real before, but now it was like the physical, the leaving. And as um my marriage is in its final chapter, and we're wrapping up the closing, with that comes difference of opinions, different thought patterns, different perspective lenses. And so I had an incident, not an incident, I had an experience on Monday where someone disagreed with me. And so that question, how did I ground? I grounded because of the lessons that I've learned from past experiences. And so, although I know what I know, if you come for me and I did not send for you, you are going to know. And you are going to know because I became defensive. I became loud. I became disrespectful. And I fully and wholly began operating from my shadow self. And I felt like I had something to prove. And I felt like, oh, since you had the audacity to come for me, allow me to have the audacity to show you what happens. And I mean, real like I don't, if you know me, you know me. I'm 5'4", you know what I mean? Like I'm not doing kettlebell no more, but you know what I mean? Like I'm not this big old rah, and when I do yell and I do, you got me and well, it I think in on some levels it's quite comical. And so why I reference the lessons learned, it's because I never got what I wanted. And me being me and me being built how I'm built, um, regardless of what you do to me, regardless of what you say to me, when I step into my shadow self, I now have consequences that I have to deal with because I acted in a way that caused harm. I acted in a way that showed my behind. I acted in a way that now I got a ho'oponopono both of us because I fully and wholly again acted in a way that does not mirror my highest and my best self and does not mirror the way in which I choose, again, to either be kind or to be right. Before I was right AF and I didn't give a F and woo woo woo. But today I really, really, really do my best, not perfectly, but I want to choose kindness. And so in that moment, I grounded by removing myself. I grounded by shutting my mouth. I
Mm,
grounded by taking action, because for me movement is medicine. And so even though I wasn't in here like woo, moving and grooving, I was moving by putting things up. I was moving by walking around. I was moving by taking things upstairs, coming back downstairs. And that is how I grounded in that moment. And the beauty is that when that situation was over and I did my inventory at the end of the night, I didn't have to feel bad. I didn't beat myself up. I I did realize that I had an opportunity to ho'oponopono. Uh-oh.
mm,
Oh, hear it. Okay. I did realize that I had an opportunity to ho'oponopono, but my opportunity to ho'oponopono came from the reflection of the ways in which I have self-abandoned myself for years.
mm,
And not because I reacted at on someone. And so today, like, I ground because I know me. Today I ground in ways that I know that serve me because I know me.
mm,
Today I ground because I love me.
mm,
And so that was the beautiful. And again, just those examples of getting up, removing myself from the situation that was tense, from the conflict, from the disagreement, from what was taking place. So removing, and then moving my body,
mhm,
and then shutting my mouth.
mm.
So just to give those examples. And I know today is an easy short. So how do you as choose compassion without abandoning discernment? That's your other question that you put in there.
Mm. Say it again.
How do you choose compassion without abandoning discernment?
I think I'll share some of what I said previously. It's for me, the season that I'm in and have been in for a while. And as I even reflect on the prompts from Faith Hunter, shout out from yesterday's full moon offering. If I don't show up with compassion, or let me say it this way, my actions or inactions are going to have consequences beyond the moment I'm in for days, months, years, potentially generationally, legacy, leaving, impacting, trajectory, good or bad for myself and everybody that I'm attached to. So to demonstrate that compassion is it may sound simple, and I'm not going to shrink it. It is simple to treat others the way that I want to be treated, to give love the way that I desire it to be given, even if we're not in agreement, because I know that I know that I know that life is not happening to me, it's happening for me. So for me, engaging with compassion actually aligns me organically, authentically, holistically with the divine so that I have even a greater connection with him so that I can discern.
Mm.
So that's how I navigate that. And I navigate it with my Reiki practices, my prayer, in those moments of frustration, instead of lashing out, really pausing to ask myself, why am I feeling this way? What can I do to make this not better, not go away, but what can I do in the moment and moment to moment to acknowledge the feelings without staying in the feelings? So that's
Say that
journaling.
one more time, please.
To feel the feelings but not stay in the feelings. And so I do
Ooh.
that through journaling. I do it through, I have this notepad that I have on my desk that I write the four agreements every day. I write the five Reiki principles every day. And I read my daily anchor prayer. God, I trust you even when I don't understand. Guard my mind, protect my heart, my peace, my cover my family. I release what is not mine to carry. And that has been pivotal with it. And then strengthen me to be who you called me to be moment to moment.
Mm.
So those are the ways that I can engage with compassion and not lose discernment because it's keeping me holistically grounded and balanced. And it's literally work moment to moment, sometimes like second by second.
Mm-hmm.
And even in the conversation we had the other day, I stayed grounded because I knew that you got me. And I knew you weren't going to tell me anything that was not for my highest and my best because it's not personal. It's about you challenging me to be my best because we choose to be, we soul sisters divinely, but we choose to stay in relationship. So where I can be in my feelings and I could be in like, whatever, whatever. The fact that you took the time, even though you're navigating life whole A, you still showed up for me in a time where I needed to be corrected. And if I can't be corrected, and that's compassion, that which aligns with being able to discern.
Mm. I feel like I just went to church, SS. I'm for real. Like I still got goosebumps on my whole body. Um, yeah. Wow. And I hope y'all got pen and paper because that little joker right there were so many noteworthy bites to be able to take from what you said, SS. My goodness. That was just worthy of a pause. Okay. This why my that's my SS show. I just want to put that out there real quick. Okay, anyways, so how do I choose compassion without abandoning discernment? This one right here was so juicy, and I'm building relationship with this. Because for me, like I want to give of myself in all the ways that I can be given when it comes to sharing space with people. And what I'm learning is that compassion allows me to orient to the heartbeat.
Mm,
When someone is showing up in a way that triggers me, that activates something within me, that frustrates, irritates, yada, 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 me, the compassion again is the location of the heartbeat and remembering that in whatever way that they are or aren't showing up, it has really nothing to do with me and everything to do with them. And even like I did a class on overcoming negative habits for momentum a couple weeks ago, and one of the things that I said is if you're driving down the road, if you're walking and you see somebody who is yelling, cussing, angry, explosive, for someone to show up in that way means that something is going on at a very serious level within them. And so it's easy to judge and be like, I can't believe this Emma effort right here, up there. And then you fill in all of the things. And compassion again allows us to see the heartbeat. Now, the
mm,
second piece about discernment is where, like I said, I'm really learning about this practice because no disrespect, all due respect, but I don't have to share space with anybody. And what I have learned is that I will share space because of this expectation, because of this title, because of this narrative. And discernment allows me to say, oh, I don't have to, though. And maybe because of our connection, you will always have some level of access to me. But through discernment, I get to filter what that access looks like. So I can have compassion for you and I can intentionally choose when and how I share space with you. And that for me is that biggest piece. And the how comes from listening, The how also comes from when I am in your presence, how do I feel? Am I able to share my truth? Do you value my thoughts and opinions? Am I met with love when I am in your space? Do your actions reflect you having me holistically? Those are just a couple examples of what I pull from sharing space with you. Are you reliable? Are you dependable? Do you real life have me? How do you talk to me? How do you hold me?
Mhm.
And that again allows me to have the discernment of taking in all of these awarenesses, all of this data, and then listening to the Most High to then lead me to, again, the level and the amount of access you get to have. Because again, like I didn't even know, I knew it, but I didn't know what it meant in real life, real time, real practice, determining what access to me looks like.
Mhm.
So that's what I would have to say. And just respecting time, SS, I would love if you could just based on those two questions, our responses, the end of July, what journaling prompt do you have for our viewers, listeners, whoever came across this to take this to the next step?
To not recreate something, I am going to use the reflection from the blog post.
Do it then.
Yes. And um, so the reflection in the journaling prompt is, where have you been preparing when life may be inviting you to participate?
Mm. Okay, July Easy Talks, just full of gold. Make it rain, make it rain, make it rain.
And then I want to share one other thing because my sis and Queen and I, we have this little book. It's called In My Calm Era. And one of the things that, because you talked about movement, right? And the affirmation is, I can rely on my body to tell me when I'm stressed.
Mm,
And it talks about your body knows when you are overwhelmed. And if you want to connect back to yourself, you must honor its knowledge. How? How? So as you do that, connect it with this. Where are you preparing when life may be inviting you to participate?
mm.
Allow your body to tell you. Go inward.
And the way that we do that is by getting out of our head and into our body, and out of our head and into our body, because our body is not communicating us through our headspace.
Yeah.
Our body is communicating us through those pulls,
Yeah.
through those, I said this is not a pull, this is a pull, but through the expansion, through the closure, through the heightening of our heart rate, through the butterflies, through the feeling the blood racing, through the calmness. Like after my SS answered question 2, I literally got the goosebumps all over my body. My body was speaking. For me, goosebumps equals resonance. So I'm
Mhm.
like, and I know that again because I've taken the time to study my body. And we do that through getting out of our head and into our bodies and into our bodies and into our bodies. And then just when we think we've been there enough, we get back into our bodies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's it for our July Easy.
Yes. Be well and have the audacity to be the first to put you first in all ways and always.
And while you at it, enjoy the gift of today.
Yes. Be
All
well.
right. Bye bye.